Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. I mean, what a low-key, just like hype thing kind of thrown into the middle of today. If you didn't know, all the content creators, the bigger ones, got the hold of the Konami Megatins for 2023, the 25th anniversary Megatins, and got to open them up early, which revealed a couple of TCG exclusive support cards for a couple of interesting archetypes that were TCG exclusive archetypes in the past. So we have Double Agent here, SPYRAL Double Agent, a new main deck monster, and Time Thief Power Reserve, a new trap card for them. So we're going to go over those. Let's see how they do. Let's see what they do, and let's get into it. So first off here, we're going to start with SPYRAL Double Agent. I believe this is searchable off the field spell, so pretty accessible via a couple different means. If you have a SPYRAL card on your field or in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in defense position, but it cannot be tributed. It cannot be used as material for a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon. Then both players reveal the top card of their deck. Now that is really the key to this card. More than anything, I would say, it's just the fact that they got to reveal the first card of their deck, because that does so much for SPYRAL to get so many of their other effects guaranteed to resolve, which is really, really nice. So I don't think that's a terrible effect at all. Obviously, would I be remiss if I didn't say, like, oh, it would have been nice if this card said, if you have a SPYRAL card on field or engraved, you can special this to either player's field instead of just your opponent's. Like, you know what I mean? That way you are getting a material, like, decent extender. Like, there's just the flexibility to be either, right? To either give your opponent a monster while also forcing the top card of their deck reveal or something else. But I get it. It is what it is, and it does fall perfectly in theme with what SPYRAL's already seemed to want to do. Plus, the artwork on this card looks so cool. I think this artwork looks so nice. I like this card a lot. Even though the picture is not in the best quality, this looks really cool. You can only use this effect of SPYRAL Double Agent once per turn. And lastly, all SPYRAL monsters on the field gain 500 attack. Also, SPYRAL Super Agents on the field can attack directly. So, lot of interesting stuff here. I mean, just a cool card. Fits the gimmick of SPYRAL. Is it the most amazing card for SPYRAL ever? I would probably say no, but is it like a potential one-of for lines where giving it to your opponent turns off the Lightning Storms, the Evenly Matches, the Imperms even of the world early on your opponent's turn, while also giving you the ability to, like, guaranteed know the top card on your opponent's deck, so you don't even have to guess on early cards. You're, like, guaranteed the Super Agent extension and stuff like that. I think it's a card that could easily see play in the deck. Plus, I mean, it is also worth noting that we are not getting Master Plan back anytime soon. Even with everything else in the deck off the ban list, we will not get that back. How good is the deck right now? Anyways, I've seen a couple people play it actually as, like, a rogue deck. I think it's actually not the worst deck in the world. Although it does seem like a little bit fragile at times. So it is what it is, but I still think it's a nice card to support for them. And then we move to the other card, Time Thief Power Reserve. This is a continuous trap card. Not what I would have expected for Time Thief, but let's see how they do. Special summon this card as a normal monster. Psychic Dark level 4, 1925 for the stats. It's actually pretty beefy level 4 body. This card is also still a trap. Then you can special summon one Machine Time Thief monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Wow, okay. There's a couple different targets that I think are the better ones. I think is Bezelship the one where he can, like, tribute a Time Thief to, like, does he Book of Moon, or not Book of Moon, DD Crow something from grave, I think, or maybe he attaches something from grave to your opponent's grave to a monster you control. That's actually kind of low-key nice to just kind of get this out. That's kind of crazy that this card summons itself and then pulls any Time Thief machine out of the deck. That's pretty good. You could also get the little dog guy who contribute himself to, like, summon 2 monsters from the deck as, like, a follow-up plan to, like, get him out on field early. Does summon from hand or grave as well, so that's kind of nice. The utility of not just only summoning from deck, but interesting. I don't know the rest of the machines that well, but those are the ones off the top of my head I can think of. Second part, if you control an Exceed monster or monsters that has both a spell and a trap as material, you can banish this card from your graveyard to banish one card on the field. Very interesting. So this effect like seems good in practice, but then when I really think about how it would come up, I'm not sure how easily this is going to be to set up in Time Thief, but feel free to correct me here. I'm just thinking, like, if you're summoning this on the opponent's turn, you would have to wait until like your next turn to summon it as a trap. You would have to then like use it as execute material on your next turn, detach it for some effect, whether it's like a redoer effect or whatever for removal, and then you would still have to somehow get a trap and a spell on your guys. I know some of the other traps and cards in the deck can like take cards from like your opponent's graveyard, or you're still using Redoer every standby phase to take something from the top of your opponent's deck, and so that could get you something, but that's not usually affording you a trap, only spells normally. So that's kind of a thing, but I'm not gonna lie, this is still interesting. Like, if you do get this set up, this is a quick effect, just banish, non-target banish a card on the field. That's good if you get it set up, especially on top of the grind ability and like the you know, advantage that this card is just a straight up +1 from the trap zone. It's cool. I worry this card's a little bit too slow, or it's not going to get us enough advantage or impactful advantage. Like, I don't like if the deck got a machine monster where like on field it's like a legit threat to your opponent, so now we're able to just like tele out on our opponent's turn like a monster that threatens them, then maybe we're talking. But it feels like it's a nice card, but we need a little bit more stuff to like kind of build around it from there. To kind of fit this card into the archetype. But it is still a very interesting card. I think it's a good card in a vacuum. I'd be curious what utility it has right now, because honestly I'm just not that brought up to speed on either of these decks currently to know exactly what they might do right this second. But they're very interesting. I like that Konami did this. This was totally out of left field. I would have loved some other TCG exclusive support, like Subterror maybe. I don't know. Konami, please. But still cool stuff for what we have here. So I'm out of here for today. Sorry if I've rambled a little bit too long about two basic new cards, but I want to know your guys' thoughts down below. If you are more up to date on Spiral than I am, or Time Thief, please let me know a little bit of extra info about these cards, if they add a little extra oomph. I also, low-key, this card is generic, so like you could low-key play this in a deck to just like get 2 level 4 bodies out on the opponent's turn. Maybe that could come up. That could be a thing. I don't know. I'm keeping an eye out for it. I'm staying vigilant. We'll see what comes up there, but still really cool stuff. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear that. But I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't. You want to stay up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh! News. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Oh, one last thing. I don't know if there were any other TCG exclusive cards for the Megatins. If there are, I will bring you those later. These are just the only 2 that I had seen so far today. I'll keep an eye out for that. So, yeah. See you in the next one. Peace.